And the first one I'm going to start with is called the Travel Assistant. The Travel Assistant looks at a collection of unstructured data. For this demo, we have actually used the data from the website Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet has about 300,000 pages on the web. And as you know, this is unstructured data, but it is public data. The objective of this travel assistant is to give informational responses to people who are searching for travel information. For this particular use case, we have found that GPT 3.5 is a very suitable model, the right price point. And for those of you who care about some of the technicalities, under the hood, we're using an approach called retrieval augmented generation. And I'll explain that as we move forward through the demo. The key highlight here is that due to our partnership with Google, we run in Google Cloud by default. We have a partnership with them, and so we're able to take, we don't scrape any site. Anytime you want us to actually create a chatbot for any given website, we can configure that in less than an hour, assuming that the website is a public website. So now I'm going to jump and just show you, this thing in action. What you see on the right side of your screen is our demo console, and I'm going to start off the travel assistant.
And Ranjit, if you wouldn't mind keeping them side by side so that the right window is almost
okay.
You're touching the right. Yeah, or you could expand it.
Yeah, I can do that. I have a few other windows that get hidden behind Ranga, so it's anyway.
Sure.
So I'll take care of it.
Sure.
Yeah. So okay, so let's start with the first question. So the first thing is that the travel assistant introduces itself, and I'm going to type in a question that says, "What's the best time of year to visit Italy?" Now, here's what's going on. For any time I type in a query, we're actually looking at the index of the Lonely Planet site, just the same way Google does, pulling out information that is specific to the question that's being asked, assembling that together, and then sending that to the GPT model to collate, sending that kind of as a prompt, if you're familiar with that kind of approach. We create a prompt, send that to the backend model. The model assembles the information and presents that in a very user-friendly form back to the user. So there's two things going on here. The first thing is that we are constraining the contextual information that is sent to the backend model with authoritative information that's taken from the website. So this really minimizes the possibility of hallucinations and incorrect information. The second part is that for every result, we can actually give you a link back to the page on the site which provided the maximum value information that went into this response. So let me ask a follow-up question. So the follow-up question is, do I need a visa? And in this case, obviously, when in a conversational mode, you know that we're talking, the context is Italy. So, broadly, the question boils down to, do I need a visa to visit Italy? And you'll notice that, the conversational AI was able to understand that and give you a response on that specific point. But now, so Italy, so I use the topic of Italy to provide context between the first two questions. Next question I'm going to ask is, and to visit Morocco. I'm actually switching topics here from the topic of Italy to the topic of visas. And as you can see, the system is able to kind of follow the trend in the conversation and, provide information about, visiting Morocco, the visa requirements for visiting Morocco. I'm going to switch gears now and ask, so you can think of these as being somewhat general questions. I'm going to switch gears and ask a multi-part, very specific question. The question is about the Lal Bagh Botanical Gardens. This is an attraction in India. And I've asked a bunch of different questions. Normally, in any Q&A type environment, when you ask multiple questions, you have different pieces of different places from where this information needs to be pulled together. And that is one of the capabilities that this RAG technique gives you. It's the ability to pull information from different places and put them together into a response. I'm going to switch gears here now, and I'm going to type in a question, which was specifically found from the website of Lonely Planet. This was a customer complaining. Now I brought up another window on the left side of my screen, which is our live agent window. So think of it as a text-based contact center. So I'm typing in the question. Your website gave me incorrect advice, and now I am stuck in Tunisia. Now, what's happening here is that the the chat is able to detect that there is negative sentiment associated with this particular question, and then based on that, there's a rule that says I want to transfer me to an agent. So now, rather than this person conversing with the virtual agent, they're actually conversing with a live agent. So this agent can say hi, and you can see the information show up here. So as you can see, there's a conversation going back and forth. I won't dwell on this, but I just wanted to show you the ability to escalate to a live agent, and then the agent can complete the chat, and then that switches back to to the virtual agent. So I'm going to show you a couple of different things that kind of should clarify the power that we can provide through this. Everything is not just GPT based. You can do certain things that are rule based, and this becomes important under certain situations like upsell. So let's say Lonely Planet has an agreement with VFS Global. VFS Global, as you know, is a company that provides visa kinds of processing. And you can set up a rule for Lonely Planet saying anytime someone asks a question about visas, in that case, I want you to forget about getting a response from a model or something like that, but go route me to the particular service that VFS Global offers. And I can click on this service and it'll show me a video and all of that. The final question I'm going to ask here is something that is kind of off the wall, has no bearing on travel. And the goal here is to show you that we put in place guardrails around scope. And so anytime there's a question that's considered out of scope relative to travel, the virtual assistant is able to detect that and say, hey, hold on, my focus is on travel.